Welcome back to Ramping Up Your English. This is segment 3 of episode 42. I'm your host, John Letts, and we're going back to basic geometric shapes to help us describe farm animals. While it's very rare to find an animal that's exactly like a geometric shape, knowing those shapes can help to describe certain animals in their general shape and to describe a part of an animal. Let's look at some basic geometric shapes, and then we'll see how they can be applied to the shapes of some animals. This four-sided figure with right angles is called a rectangle in English. It's a two-dimensional figure, but it may remind you of the shape of an animal, especially the main body. Now, since animals are three-dimensional, this three-dimensional shape may better describe an animal you see on the farm. It's a rectangular prism. Some animal parts may remind you of this geometric shape. This is a triangle, a three-sided figure. An animal with a pointed nose may remind you of a triangle. There's also the triangular prism, bringing the shape into the three-dimensional world. A similar three-dimensional representation of that pointed body part might be a cone. This may be a cone you're most familiar with, an ice cream cone. Or, if you're a fan of the early Saturday Night Live TV show, you might remember the cone heads. A rectangle that has 5 equal sides and 4 right angles is called a square in English. Make that a three-dimensional object and you have a cube. This round shape is called a circle in English. It's a flat figure, so something of this shape is called circular, but the figure itself is a circle. Turn that into a solid and you have a sphere, the shape of a ball. Now, if you squish down on the circle, you get an oval shape. An oval can be said to be an elongated circle. The President of the United States works in the Oval Office in the White House. This is the Oval Office before President Trump got his hands on it. A good representation of a three-dimensional oval is an egg. You can even describe a body part as egg-shaped. Now, if you take 2 circles and wrap a rectangle around their edges, you come up with a cylinder. Some animals can be said to have a cylinder-shaped torso or main body. You can also call that barrel-shaped. Now, all these geometric shapes and their labels will be on my website, letscreate.org. And now that we've reviewed these basic geometric shapes, let's look at some farm animals and see if they remind you of some of those shapes. So let's start with this animal right here. What kind of shape do you see in part of this animal? Well, when I see the head, I see a little bit of a triangle, and those ears, definitely triangle. Let's look at another example of an animal and see what kind of shape we can see. Okay, that body of that hen, the duck, the mama duck, definitely an oval, wouldn't you think? Let's take a look at another one. Okay, well, we have some kind of triangular ears, don't we? And the eyes are pretty much ball-shaped, right, or sphere-shaped. Let's see the next one. I guess they don't call them eyeballs for nothing. Okay, so the rooster, what do you think, is a little bit of an oval in the middle. And if it were pointed a different way, you'd see the beak, because the beak on a bird is fairly triangular. And then the cow. Okay, well, look at that torso of the cow, and it's kind of barrel-shaped, except it's kind of flat on the top. So those are the kind of words you can use, and the ears are kind of oval too. They're really not as pointed as a triangle. So you kind of have an idea. The nose also is kind of an oval shape. So you kind of get an idea of some of the ways you can use these geometric shapes to help you describe animals. And then, of course, the dog. I see one that's not really a geometric shape, but that tail looks just like a backward question mark. And let's see, here we have this nanny goat. And all I would say about those ears is if they were set up on the side, they'd be kind of a very elongated oval, and they're definitely floppy because they're flopped down like that. And then our favorite one, the pig. Now take a look at that snout and the nose right on the end, and you definitely have a circle there, or a little bit ovalish. And then if you looked at it from the side a little bit, it might even be somewhat of a cylinder. And then the body, we have definitely a barrel shape or a cylinder shape there for the main body of a pig. So this is a starting point in describing animals. We're certainly not going to limit ourselves to describing them solely in terms of geometric shapes, but this can help us take some steps in rendering descriptions. We'll go a step further in the next episode. Please remember that it's very important to master the names of domesticated animals in order to succeed in the work we have ahead of us. Make your practice as fun as possible. Visit me at our website, letscreate.org. That's where you can find all the learning materials that go with this episode of Ramping Up Your English. You can watch the entire episode 41 program from that site, or you can watch today's show in segments. You can watch and even download today's program by going to archive.org/details/RogueTV. Click on the name of this program, Ramping Up Your English, or on my name, John Letts. Then find episode 42, Farm Animals 3. You can watch Ramping Up Your English on channels 15, 115, and 15.1 on the Ashland Home Network, or on channel 182 on Charter Cable in Southern Oregon. Showtimes are 8 a.m. on Mondays, 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays. Channels and showtimes will vary in other areas. Contact your local public access station to see the schedule in your area. I want to thank Alex McGlasson for the video footage of some of the farm animals featured in this video clip we played. I also want to thank Sanctuary One for allowing me to get video of their animals used in the video clip we featured. I want to thank my director, Denise Ross, and my talented and loyal crew, and I want to thank all of you viewers. All of you helped to make this program an award winner. Join us next time for Ramping Up Your English. I'm John Letts.
You've been watching Ramping Up Your English, a support program for intermediate level English language learners. Learn more. Visit our website at letscreate.org. You can also watch or download today's program at archive.org/details/RogueTV. Join us next time on RBTV Voices for Ramping Up Your English.